What's up, travel junkies? I'm Shano, and I'll be your host and director and editor. The departure time of 4:20, I could only be going to one place, Amsterdam. That's me.
My ticket yesterday.
I'm pretty excited to be back in Amsterdam. I came here once when I was in college, so this time I'm actually going to remember everything I did because I'm getting it on tape.
Of the sun, where the light hits your eyes. Shine on, shine on, shine on.
It's beautiful, beautiful sceneries, beautiful buildings, beautiful history.
Amsterdam was founded around the 13th century as a fishing village. The city's actually built on poles above swampland and below sea level. In the 17th century, it was the center of world economy, and today it's the most populated and most visited city in the Netherlands. And when you think of the Netherlands and Holland in general, you might think of windmills and tulips. But in Amsterdam, it's quite a bit more than that. And seeing that I missed pretty much everything the first time around, I got a lot of ground to cover, so let's see the best way to catch up. We're getting around.
Dutch people are so friendly, they'll help you find your way around.
Suggest for someone to do. Start making travel by boat.
Because the view from the water is very different than the view from just the streets.
I really like the canals. I grew up here on the canals, so...
If you want to get on the road less traveled here, you're going to have to get off the road and get in the canal. Whether by boat, pedal boat, a water taxi, you could take cruises. I probably wouldn't swim in it. Living on houseboats is a pretty common thing here in Amsterdam. It's not any cheaper, but, you know, it's more unique getting to live on the river. So this area is called Jordaan, which means garden in French. It's where the working class was actually forced to live in the early stages of the city. Today, it's one of the more ritzy areas.
It's a very cozy place with all kind of pubs and friendly people.
In the early time, the rich people, when you say I come from the Jordaan, the rich people, you know?
Yeah.
But now, the rich people will live here.
The life in Amsterdam is a kind of life without time. A lot of people here lose it here. It means you come here for a week or a stay, but you stay endlessly, and that is what Amsterdam is for me.
Well, I'm only staying for 5 days if I don't lose it, but I'll try to get comfy anyway. For lodging in Amsterdam, you got your hotels, your motels, your Holiday Inns. I'm staying here at the Amstel Botel, right on the river.
Yeah, rent a bike and bike around the city, and you'll find something for yourself to do.
Driving in Amsterdam's a nightmare, and parking is just as bad. Taxis are really expensive, the public transit system's okay, and walking the city is totally doable. But hands down, the best way to do it is by bike. For a small price, you can rent them by the day, and I traded mine in for the limo of bikes. There are thousands and thousands of bikes here, so you don't have to worry about sticking out like a sore thumb tourist. God, I'm going local.
Nobody really stops at red lights. Everybody just goes, and everybody cycles really fast. And when there's a tourist, they really don't have a clue, and they really don't know how to cycle. And
Hi. Come on, Monique, I'll race. Nothing like renting a bike and then it's starting to rain. So what are the few things you have to see when you visit Amsterdam? I think there's like a few thousand servings of meat and potatoes in this city. So let's check out probably the most typical Holland attraction, the windmill, or molen as they call it. With the intent to use the wind to create various sources of power, they've become a staple here in Holland. There's all kinds of different types as well. They got oil mills, flour mills, wood mills. This is a water mill that we're in right now. Some people live in them. Some of them are brewing beer inside. They're multi-purpose. Molen van Sloten. This one actually still works. People actually get married at this one. And this is the Otter, the oldest wood sawmill of its kind. It's been sitting here in the middle of Amsterdam for 350 years. But if you want to see it here, you got to get here quick because with all the development, it doesn't get the wind that it used to, so they're going to have to move it soon. And of course, we can't forget about one of the longest running fashion trends in Holland, wooden shoes. Since coastal Holland is swampland and we're below sea level, the climate's very cold and wet, and wooden shoes prove to be the only thing that can keep your feet dry, warm, and protected. Here at Kloppenboer, where you'll find toys for all ages, they're the premier wood shoe factory, and they're still making each pair by hand. This is Bruno.
Hello, I'm Bruno.
And you've been making shoes.
Yes.
How do you do that?
We take a block of poplar wood. With the axe, we make the rough shape. When it is fresh, then it's the softest butter. And with this one, we make the outside shape. It's as sharp as a razor blade. I use it every morning to shape my head. For drilling, we use first this one. And then with spoon drills, spoon the whole shoe out. Then you have to dry it for a week because you work with fresh wood. It shrinks a little bit, and then with sandpaper, you smooth it up.
Ah, these are the ones.
That's the one.
These fit like a dream. There's no place like Amsterdam. So this is still traditional wear for today. And they're more comfy than you'd think, but make sure you wear 2 pairs of socks to start out with, or you'll get a blister.